it to Kennedy's Meadow.
Hola, Sriracha. Question. What are you counting?
Lizards.
How many you got?
1,297. Okay, we're leaving.
There's a snack. Ah! Went away. We are back on the trail, Sarah.
Yeah?
After 3 days?
2 zeros.
Yeah. We took a break because knees and ankles. So we're back on the trail.
Walker Pass.
We just got a ride from
Tie-dye.
Tie-dye.
Shout out.
we met Energizer and Duracell. And then we'll see you
Up the
camp,
hill.
maybe.
What's up, dude? You look like you're about to square up.
We're up, we're squirreled up.
Squirrel up! Oh!
I'm gonna be honest. Never in my life did I ever consider doing such a long hike. I thought it was ridiculous to even attempt. But here I was, watching video after video in order to try and minimize my load. So far, the trail has not been bad. However, the desert is not flat, and at night, the temperatures can drop below 30, and a 30-degree bag is not gonna cut it. So when we got to Big Bear, I had come up with an excuse to get myself into a shiny new bag. Despite these setbacks, the trail began to become easier and easier, and it was no longer as challenging. Unfortunately, right before we were able to get to Crest, Sarah got sick and was not feeling it. So in order to get going again, Sarah and I decided to get a room and rest.
What do you think so far, David?
It's good. It hurts the feet.
It does hurt the feet.
My ankles. My poor ankle that just got healed.
Yep.
Oh well. We're gonna get going.
All of the emotions were hitting me the closer we were getting to Kennedy Meadows. We had gotten off trail at Ridgecrest and stayed in a sleazy motel for 3 days. It was my favorite kind of room, too, where the blackout curtains actually black out 100% of the morning light. I've always been extremely light sensitive in the morning, and trail definitely saw that to use, whether I wanted to or not. I was starting to think, was I depressed? On trail? How could this happen? What was I so sad about? The desert was a lot of things for me. It was the beginning of this great adventure. It was where I finally found time to process through the grief of my dad passing away a decade earlier. It was where I spent time, a lot of time, thinking of my family, those near and far. The pandemic had been a hard time for me and most of the people around me. Like the trail, we were all just trying to do the best we could at the time. but sometimes things got out of hand. I got to process through how my graduation didn't go as I would have hoped, and how I was somehow lucky enough to plan the wedding of my dreams during a worldwide pandemic. I spent a lot of time crying during the desert, for one reason or another, but it wasn't always bad. I remember early on listening to a song with David that is a known tearjerker for both of us. It just hits you right in the feels, you know? Halfway through the song, on the side of a mountain, I turned around with tears in my eyes, looked at David with tears in his eyes, and we stopped for a long hug. It's one of my favorite memories of the whole trail. I spent so much quality time with my husband, overcoming obstacles I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that we could have ever achieved. We learned a rhythm to life that was based around love for each other, walking, and a whole lot of food, another one of our love languages. I have met friends from all over the world and made memories that would last a lifetime. So why wasn't I happy? I realize now that I was scared. I really didn't think that we would make it this far. I had no plans after this, and I knew that the Sierras could eat a person alive. What was I thinking? I didn't know what I was doing. But I did. I had been doing it for the past 2 months. Put one foot in front of the other, rinse, and repeat. Over and over and over again. We made it to Kennedy's Meadow.
Kennedy's Meadow.
We gotta find a place to call camp and hopefully not have a bear steal our food.
Bears? Bears like flat, hot areas?
Here we are, beautiful Kennedy Meadows. We're walking into actual Kennedy Meadows today. California? Kennedy Meadows South, whatever. But look, it's so beautiful. Look.
We're in the Sierras.
We are in the Sierras. Look at those big rocks over there. I like them.
They look like they were placed there by monsters.
By monsters.
Rock monsters.
We are walking into Kennedy Meadows today. Honestly, I didn't think we would make this far.
Okay.
I had my doubts.
I doubted you.
Oh, rude. Okay, we better get going if we want to get it there by, I don't think we're gonna make breakfast. 3. I'm trying to get there.
Forehead.
Oh, I'm trying to get there by noon.
I want it to be 3. Is this 12? Is that?
Okay.
Okay. Look, civilization. Pipe gate. That's a solid 9 out of 10. I never thought we would make it this far. It simply seemed impossible. Yet here we were, laughing, joking, and even crying. Mile after mile, it got easier and easier. Now the only thing stopping us was ourselves. Then we saw it, 700. A number so embedded in our heads, a number that represented so much This number meant we were finally out of the desert. We had made it to Kennedy Meadows, but more importantly, we had made it to the Sierra Nevada. Kennedy Meadows is a small town. Some may argue that small is being too generous. This town has the basics: a bar, a gear shop, and a general store. A store full of hikers that have walked the same trail. Hikers that take their time to clap for you because they know. They know how much you've wanted to quit. They too have cried. They too have laughed. But they know what it's like to walk on the Pacific Crest Trail. Destroyed by the... This way.
Which way?
This way.
This way.
Hey! Jacob!
How are you feeling?
Great.
Hey, everybody, lights are about to turn off. Just so you know.
Yeah.